What's up, world? This is your girl Judea. What's going on? We're introducing Bertell right now.
Just love my baby girl a message.
Ooh, doesn't he sound good?
Me coming home, I'd rather be alone. She doesn't fully understand me, 'cause I'd rather leave than cheat. She give me some time, I could be the man she needs, but there's a lot of lust inside of me. I'm good. You know, it feels good to be in the city. You know, New York is an inspirational city, so it feels good to be here.
Well, we glad to have you here. This is POSSETV. I'm Juju, your host.
Broadway.
I love that. I love that. I love your energy. I'm loving. I'm feeling the music all the way. Just let the fans know like what's going on with yourself.
She's crying.
The shine is on you.
You know, we out here promoting me, Bertell, new album, Going Hard, coming very, very soon, June 22nd. New single, Beat It Up, is out there right now. Just, you know, new situation on Capitol Records, joining up with Brian Michael Cox. Just trying to bring R&B, just trying to help those artists that's already pushing R&B, even push R&B further to the forefront like it used to be back when you had your Al Greens, your Isley Brothers, your Barry Whites, your Teddy Pendergrasses, and all that, you know. So I'm just trying to step my foot in the game and just be Bertell.
Okay, so basically you're trying to bring R&B back to life. What you're trying to say?
It's not dead. Like a lot of people say that, it's not dead. You got other great artists that's out there doing their thing. You got Neo, you got Trey Songz, you got R.Kelly, who's been doing his thing for the last 20 years. You know what I mean? So it's not dead. You know, it ain't as many artists as it used to be. It's like hip hop is just everywhere. It's like everybody could be a rapper right now.
Okay.
You know? So I'm not saying I'm bringing it back, but I'm doing my due diligence to the game.
Feeling that. Okay. Well, I just wanted to know. So how's the touring going? You're on tour right now, I believe.
Yeah, I'm on promo tour. We've been on the road since January. It's going great. The people have been receiving me real well. My song is in the top 100 on the Billboard. Everything is going great, man. For me, anything that I get is a blessing. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't appreciate what they get. So anything I get for me is a blessing. And if I don't get it, I don't get it. But you know, it feels good. The people are receiving me. As long as people receive your music, that's the best feeling in the world. I ain't really traded it in for music. You know, I still play. You know, God gave me talents, and I feel like God gave everybody a lot of talents. And sometimes we could get too complacent or think it's all about us, and just think that just because God gave me the talent of basketball, I'm supposed to be Jordan. Or just because God gave me the talent of music, I'm supposed to be Marvin Gaye. But for me, I feel like you got talents because everybody has a vision and everybody has a purpose in life. And for me, I see a vision that I'm following, and wherever my vision takes me, that's where I'm going to go. So for me, basketball was my stepping stone to even get closer to music, the way my story transpired. When you look back on my story, basketball is what helped me get to the music part, because I didn't start doing music until I was in college. So, you know, I feel like you got a lot of talents, and I tell people, if you got talent, just exercise it to see what's there. You know what I'm saying? It could be a blessing for somebody else. Your talent could be a blessing for somebody else. Like me playing basketball was good for other people more than it was for me. So for me, I'm like, you know, just whatever you got, don't never think that you got it just to be the greatest. Sometimes you got it just to go to a certain level and then to transfer into something else. Like you might be a coach or something, I don't know. But just do your thing. Oh yeah, that was with my uncle's moving company. That's crazy. Nobody never asked me that question. That's a good question. So nobody never asked me. I was helping my uncle move because I want to work. I want to get a demo together. I'm hooked up with this engineer producer in Houston, and he was gonna charge me like $5,000 to do a demo. So I was like, man, I gotta get this demo together. And I was working. I was making money, and we was moving this guy named Joel Stabe out of his house, and it was a piano just like this, no BS. It was a piano just like this. We was on break, and I thought everybody was going to the house. And my uncle used to always be on my back. He like, man, leave them people piano alone. But he was joking because he thought they was going too. Yeah. So I was actually playing Ribbon in the Sky. I was just feeling with Ribbon in the Sky, and I started singing. And my little cousin came in there because he was working with us too. And we was just cracking up, cracking jokes, and I was singing. And the guy was never gone. So he actually walked in and was like, yo, man, you got an amazing voice.
Yeah.
He's like, what you doing with that? I was like, man, I'm working, trying to make money so I can get me a demo recorded. And the craziest thing happened. He asked me, he's like, yo, how much money you trying to make? How much you think it'll take to get your career going? I was like, my demo gonna take about $5,000. I got a record company I'm trying to start because I want a lot of labels want to sign people with record companies. So I was like, if I get like $20,000, I think that'll set me up for like. But we just having general conversation. He just asking me the plan, and he was like, so if I invest that money, you think we can make this happen? I was like, yeah. And me not being a part of the music, me not knowing the music game, I'm thinking $20,000 is a lot. And the guy actually got in the game, and he invested like 10 times that amount. So he invested a lot of money. And the next week after that, he wrote the check and was like, let's go, let's make it happen. And that was my first initial project. And we hooked up with some guys who couldn't really make it go like it was supposed to go. And a lot of them took his money, and I was back at square one. And when I got back to square one, I wasn't gonna give up. I just kept going. And that's how, yeah. You never give up on you. Like a lot of artists would have gave up at that point. I'll never give up on me. Even the investor told me that. He was like, man, you might just want to go back to school, like, or you might just want to get you a job or something. Like he'll tell you to this day, I'm like, I'm not getting no job. First of all, because I had an uncle. My uncle, like, even though we was moving people, we was moving a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So for me, I never was gonna work like a job like that. If I was gonna work, I'm gonna work and do something I love. That was always my thing. And that's kind of partially why I dropped out of college, because I sat down with my counselor for about an hour and a half. We went through the curriculum, and I couldn't find nothing in that book that I felt like I wanted to do for the rest of my life that I will be happy doing. So, you know, sometimes I always tell people, school wasn't for me, that don't mean it ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? School is for certain people. I say at least give it a shot. And for me, it just wasn't for me. But, you know, it's all good, you know. God is with me. Everybody was gifted with a vision. Everybody was gifted to see something that they could do naturally. Just find out what it is for you and get out there and get it, because dreams are only dreams if you sleep on them. And you just got to wake up and get out and get it. That's the only way it's going to happen. So originally, when I left my situation dealing with school, I upped and moved to Jersey. Didn't really know nobody. I want to exercise. I want to give music 1 year. So my move was, if I could get close enough to New York, like if I could have found a school directly in the city, I would have did that. But the only school I knew that was close to the city was Essex County College in Newark, New Jersey. And the coach gave me an opportunity. He said, because I had already passed on the scholarship, I passed on it because I was like, I didn't want to go to school in Jersey. I'm gonna be honest, because I had another bigger school that was looking at me. So I passed up on the scholarship. But then after I thought about it, I was like, yo, you know what? If I do it, I could be close to Jersey. My high school coach called me and told me that. So I called the coach back, and he had already gave out the scholarship, and he told me, he was like, yo, if you could get away up here, I'll give you a tryout. That's the best I could do for you. I can't put you in no, like we're JUCO, we can't put you in no hotel or none of that, or fly you out, but we could definitely give you a tryout. I jumped on the Greyhound, and it was a 36-hour bus ride. I slept in Newark Penn Station for a couple nights, like I think it was from like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday to Sunday, Friday to Sunday morning. Monday morning. And one of the kids who actually had got a scholarship that I knew from Houston was like, yo, he had just flew in. He like, yo, you come stay at my crib. So I stayed at his spot, and we went try it out. And you know, coach ended up moving one of the other players out and moving me into that apartment. It was crazy. It was a good look though. You know what I mean? So, you know, life is a journey. Yeah. And I feel like as a man, my mother used to always tell me, if you ain't got no kids and no bills and no responsibility, take chances on life to see where it take you. And I'm taking chances, and I'm gonna keep taking chances. That one chance made me take so many other bigger chances. So I just want to keep taking the biggest leaps I can until I fall.
Exactly. No, I don't think you're going to fall at the rate you're going. I think you're amazing. You're really a good artist. You really know how to play the piano. And I wanted to ask you, when you started playing the piano, you self-taught yourself. Now, that's something amazing that, like, I just want to know, how did that happen when you self-taught yourself how to play the piano?
The first chord I ever learned was this. I didn't know it was a chord. I was just doing this. I used to always do that. I used to be like, man, that sounds good. I used to always do that. And I met this guy named Demetrius, and he was playing River in the Sky, and I was like, "How you play that, man? I really want to learn to play that."
Yeah.
And he was like, when he did that, I was like, "Yo, I already been hitting that chord." Like this
Yeah.
was crazy. We was at the church actually,
Yeah.
and he was like, "That." He said, "That's the whole song." He said, "Everything else is about emotion. You got to figure out like all this. It's really all the same thing, but it's all about emotion once you find out the other chords."
Who else would you like to write for another artist if you had the chance to? Like, what artists? What
To
other
write
artists?
for?
Yeah. Like,
I would want to write a song for R.Kelly right now. I would want to write a song like "When a Woman's Fed Up" for him, or something like that. A classic R.Kelly, strong urban ballad. Like that's what I would want to do if I could write a song for anybody.